Some of our biggest trolls are mums.
I get trolled on having staff.
It's always the women.
Understand how another woman can shame another woman.
The most triggering thing is for people to ask me, are you pregnant, when I wasn't pregnant?
What kind of a mother are you? Blah, blah, blah. So stop defining me as a mom.
I'm a terrible mother because I'm doing all these other things.
We 15 to 30 of us are OG mom content
100%.
creators, and it's taken us a lot of effort to get that respect. I was just picked up and thrown out of the beauty and skincare things.
They were a threat to the girls who were doing only beauty and fashion.
The brands and PR also needs to understand.
I am still relevant. And I will always be relevant. Why am I not working with them?
I am very clear, like a barter is not going to pay my bills.
But I think it takes something else to do it up against media houses and corporate giants that potentially affect business.
So now things have changed. We're working with...
I wouldn't say things have changed. As creators, just don't keep saying my content, because it's not that anymore.
I really think that the mom bloggers have access to the largest umbrella of brands on Instagram.
Are we still okay with like just anything going viral?
So I hope every piece of content I put out goes viral.
There's a very fine line between personal and profession when it comes to content creation, and how much can you hide?
I feel like you make for such a great spokesperson for the category.
Did I feel fear after I put that reel out?
Actually call like someone's boss and be like, I can't do this. I'm not feeling valued.
She had put out a piece of content shaming us for showing our children.
Do you even know what it's like to shoot with a child?
I feel like it's not just insulting for us, but it's also for her.
That's happening with my daughter, because I realized that she is sort of not okay being a part of the videos.
Are you also paying your kids?
My child is not an actor. My child is a child.
Pay us for that much production. I'm not disrupting their schedule because you need the reel on a Monday. When it comes to parenting, nothing is right, wrong.
We've grown without showing our children, but they are only growing because I'm like, shut up. We don't live in a country that has weak gun laws. I don't believe in Nazar.
Hi, and welcome to this episode of The Real Deal with me, Aanam C. I'm particularly excited about this episode because we've had conversations about motherhood, about content creation, and everything in between. From a personal POV as a new mom, there were so many burning questions I had to ask these two OG mom blogger content creators. There's so much and so many new words I got to learn while speaking to both Zara Jani and Simone Kambata. It's really going to be quite a ride with you listening to our conversation. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. Hi Zara, hi Simone, welcome to my podcast.
Hey, how are you?
Great being here.
Thank you, I'm great. Thank you for asking. I feel like we need to start this episode with a big fat congratulations. We have mommy, about to be mommy for the third time amongst us. How are you feeling?
Like I told you right before we started filming, the nausea is real, but I'm surviving.
This is your third baby, and I love that you shared how you found out you got pregnant, how you decided to keep the pregnancy. I love, and I'm actually looking forward to you sharing your entire like pregnant at 40 series. It's very rare for somebody to be that open about literally even the nitty gritty details that you shared, right? Like why and how you decided to keep the baby, for example, was a conversation you had. People can sometimes feel conscious of sharing something like that. Do you sometimes worry about potential, trolling on topics like this because people get so sensitive?
So I think I put out enough trigger warnings on that reel, because I completely respect the fact that so many of my friends, let alone I'm sure what's happening with multiple girls, but so many of my friends have struggled to get pregnant, are dealing with so many fertility issues. So I understand that talking about, frivolously talking about getting pregnant and thinking, should I keep it, should I not, could be a bit insensitive. So I did put out those warnings. Having said that, I don't think I've ever been the person who cares necessarily about what other people think about what I'm going to say. I just blurt it out because I'm the real deal.
I love that.
Nice one.
I can relate to that because when I was also pregnant with my son, I would like talk about really unfiltered shit in my vlogs. Like I would talk about random discharge that nobody talks about during pregnancy, and I had no idea about some of these things despite...
It's the worst. It stinks.
It's the worst. It literally stinks.
Oh.
And I'm like, why does nobody talk about the dirty details? Because as someone who was actively seeking pregnancy content and was watching vlogs, I was like, how has nobody mentioned a whole bunch of this stuff? Like when I would watch birth videos, I was like, why is nobody talking about anal pressure? So in my birth vlog, I sat down and I got into all the dirty details. So I could relate to like some of the stuff you shared in that sense, because I was like, wait, we need to talk about stuff like this. The mental, the emotional toll that your body is about to go through, your mind is about to go through, having 2 kids, going in for a third. And I love that you threw the age factor into it. I love that you threw the idea of making the decision-making process even into it. I feel like, yeah, you are the real deal because you're being so candid about your journey. I'm not someone who gives in a lot to like what people have to say in the comments, but does that sometimes affect you, Zara? Are you big on reading and replying to haters?
So it depends on what tone they use. I'm open to having a debate. I'm open to having like agree to disagree. But for me, it really matters how you put that thing. So if it's just rude or, mannerless, it just really pisses me off. And then I go like full on making sure that they learn some manners. Otherwise, if it's just mentioned, or it's a feedback, I take it or I ignore it. Like it really depends.
I'm also coming from the place of personally being really confused about how much I should or if I should include my son in my content. It feels natural to me because it's such a big part of my life. I'm obviously much newer to this space than both of you with 2 kids each. And is that something that you also get comments on sometimes? And how do you decide how much to keep them and where to kind of not have them in your content?
So we are mom creators, and being a mom means having the kids and family around. And I guess being a content creator is also how authentic you are. There's a very fine line between personal and profession when it comes to content creation. And how much can you hide, Like, you can't really plan this whole thing. It's how, you're going in a flow sort of a thing. So I just feel it's really okay. It's just part of content creation. And we know from which place we are doing now. Everyone has a point of view that nazar lag jayegi and you're oversharing, etc., etc. But everyone doesn't think alike. What you think and what I think is very different.
Yeah.
So you just need to be very confident as to why you're doing this. And what's the line you draw when it comes to your family. And I guess that's about it. We can't listen to everyone because there are millions of people on social media. And if we think about everyone, we're going to go crazy.
So I feel like there are some mothers who, some of our biggest trolls are mums, which sucks. Having said that, I think each mother should have the permission to decide what she wants to share or what she doesn't want to share. Whatever makes you comfortable. If you believe in nazar, good for you. I don't. I've done multiple reels on that's another story. Either way, my point is that we as the mother get to decide what we want to share and what we don't want to share. For me, oversharing is if my child is really crying and talking about a really deep, dark problem that he experienced emotionally in school, if I'm going to record that and put that on social media, to me, that may be oversharing.
Yeah.
Right? While I might still talk about that problem, but I don't have to show him crying and, put his voice across. That's me. Somebody else may want to. Somebody else may want to not show their child's face and just do a back shot of their child because of their fear of nazar or whatever it be. Some people like to blur out the school's name. Right? I personally don't get it. And I'm like, okay, that's your thing. I tag my school wherever I need to, wherever I feel comfortable doing it. So I don't think, it's one mold fits all. I feel like it's each to his own. And if only the others could accept and, just get with the program that allow this person to do what they want or feel free to leave the page and move on instead of coming and adding your unnecessary jargon to our post with our child on it, life would be great.
I agree with you that sometimes it is other mums who will come after. Because I'm going to say so many things in this episode which are going to be A, from personal curiosity, not just for content, and B, also coming from a place of, wait, I almost want to know whether I'm on the right track. I want to feel almost validated in some way or invalidated on certain things. And it'll be very enlightening for me. I love that you said that women are, and moms mostly are the people who are coming after you in the comments for specific things. Because in my short-lived experience, my son's only 7 months old, I have realized I'm getting told to do a lot of things on the internet by people on the internet that make no sense to me. I definitely want to dive into Nazar a little bit later into this conversation because I also semi-agree with that hot take. But I want to reply to these people. I am one of those people that really needs to, I won't even say clap back because I'm not trying to make it sensational. I need to just reply and see if I can knock some sense into this person.
Reply, don't get me wrong. If I'm PMSing and you come onto my, God help you, I attack. Okay, I go on to like, I will rant and I will like, till they don't get fed up of me, I will keep responding. If I'm busy, it all depends on my mood, how annoying they are or how annoying. Like if a reel has gone ultra viral, then by the end of it, you're like, forget it now. Who's going to...
Also, I guess when reels start going viral, it starts with love and then somehow people just pick up the wrong in it.
Yeah.
So I've just accepted that if people are talking about you, you're doing something right. Because they have the time in such a busy life to go on your reel, open the comment section, type. Some people though reply to someone else's comment also.
Yeah.
So just imagine
the
time they have
popping up on multiple comments. I'm like, God.
Means they really love you because they have so much time to go in your comments. Pehle to ek khud ka comment chodo and then reply to someone else's comment. So I guess it's okay.
My response to such people these days is just like, okay, thank you for the engagement. I'll take it.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, that's our response.
It's great.
As a creator, are you also sometimes, because again, this is coming from my space where I'm like, I almost want the beauty fashion content to go viral, but it's only the personal stuff that's going viral. And I don't want that to go viral because like you rightly pointed out, Zara, the first set of it will be appreciative. And then when it goes like fully viral, there's going to be absolutely random people who are not your typical TG on who consume your content or who you want to become your followers in a sense, because you want to talk to people who are like-minded or have some kind of thing in common, interests in common with. How are we navigating that? Are we still okay with like just anything going viral because numbers comes first as a creator, or are you being more like, okay, no, quality over quantity when it comes to followers?
Look, if I put a piece of content out, I want everybody to listen to what I'm saying and I want everybody to read it. So I hope every piece of content I put out goes viral. 1. 2, I feel that a lot of mothers, unfortunately, in our country, something that we get trolled on a lot is when we go out for dinners with our husband alone, or if I go on trips with my girlfriends, God help me. Okay?
Really?
Oh my God. Like, what kind of a mother are you? Blah, 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 all of that. Okay. Please know a majority of the comments are probably positive, but why are those comments coming? I started really internalizing it. These women are living in these miserable situations and these families. They don't have a village. They don't have help. They have nobody to help them, and they're frustrated. And looking at me live my best life is a trigger for them.
Despite having kids.
Absolutely. And it's a trigger for them. And I feel that compassion for them. But after a point, I'm like, listen, now if you're going to like poison it so much, then get out of here, But for the most part of it, it's just unhappy women, unfortunately, because we live in a country where there's so much pressure on a mother after she becomes a mother that this is all you can do. And your only priority in your life is your child. And I truly believe that no matter what stage of life you are in, your number one priority needs to be you. Because if you are not going to look after yourself, you can never, ever, ever look after your child.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
No.
I get trolled on having staff. What do you do?
All the time. Listen, having nannies is a very big problem.
I mean,
we're horrible mothers.
Yeah.
We don't do anything for our children. I'm like, dude.
What?
Yeah, so I get trolled.
You're getting nanny-shamed?
Nanny-shamed, staff-shamed, everything. Like I have a cook and I have nanny. So what am I doing as a woman and as a mother? Because everything is being handled. But this is what I want to tell people. Like she said that first you have to take care of yourself. ठीक है, पहले का ज़माना अलग था. Women didn't have that much pressure of, sort of looking a certain way or socializing or working. Or there are many things which makes us wholesome nowadays. And if we need to do all of that, we need to have a village. Now, that village can be your family. If you stay in a joint family, great, you'll have that support. Now, if you do not stay in a joint family, you're staying in a nuclear family, you have to build your own village. And that's where staff come in, and they are like our family. Like,
100%. They're the most
I
important
sit and
people.
talk to them, like, like literally chill with them, ask, we have conversations like I would have with a family member, like, what's happening at your house? How are your kids? Kya chal raha hai? So it's my
I treat
family.
them better than I treat my husband, I think. I swear.
We all do that. I tell my husband, listen,
Nobody is allowed to raise their voice at my
You
stuff.
adjust. They're too tired today. I can't, I can't
100%.
tell them more work.
Their
So we all have
comfort
to
matters.
adjust.
I feel like this is a safe space to tell you a joke I cracked recently. This cousin of mine was down from California, and she was joking with my full-time house help, who's been with me for like 7-8 years now almost. And she was like, come back to California with me, work for me over there. I'll pay you in dollars and this and that. And she had a good laugh, da da da. And then when my help left the room, I went to my cousin and I was like, you can joke about stealing my husband. I will laugh. Do not joke about stealing my house help. I will have a heart attack. It is difficult to have someone like when I got married, I started looking to, build my own village in that sense, like you said. And it took me about a year to find her, and she's been with me till now. So I'm like, it's very difficult to have someone last with you for 7 years. So don't joke about that. And she had a good laugh about it. I was like, I'm being serious.
But at the end of it, it's, I guess, people who are trolling, they are coming from an unhappy space. Like, they do not have that support, or they do not have that life, and they want that life, but they're sort of, because of whatever situations, they're not able to achieve it. So I guess at the end of it, I as a woman just want to be empathetic towards them, that, okay, I know from what space it's coming. Maybe it's not...
I'm empathetic on the days I'm not PMSing. When I'm PMSing, then my empathy goes out the window. I'm like, just shut up. Like, back off. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for my privileges. And I work very hard to have these privileges, right? And for me, investing as a working mother, investing in my staff is very important.
Yeah.
I'd rather invest in staff than invest in other things.
I reply, but then at the end of it, I'm like, I need this energy to myself and for my kids. I'm not going to waste it on people who are just unhappy. So then beyond a point, I just stop.
Yeah.
No, and we're all allowed to have bad days, because at the end of the day, like, if you're telling someone what you truly feel and you're like, okay, today is not a day when I want to have it, that's okay too.
Absolutely.
And I think it's ridiculous to shame anyone to have any kind of help. Like you said, the village can be your family, or the village can be one that you choose to make with staff, or it can be friends. That's why we say, right, that your choices are your biggest superpower. At least I believe that very, very firmly. But I also want to understand, are there other strange things you're getting shamed for on the internet, apart from like having nannies, and like, is there something I'm missing?
Body shamed. So when I put on a lot of weight during my pregnancy, 35 kg. So I was body shamed that time also.
They're body shaming her. I saw recently, they're body shaming her now for being too thin.
Yeah. And now, because I've lost all that weight, I'm being body shamed for being this way. So I'm like...
There's no winning.
There's no winning. I mean... And I don't know. And again, these are women. I fail
It's women.
to
It's always the women.
understand how another woman can shame another woman. I mean, you exactly know, if someone comes and tells you this, how are you going to feel? It's very difficult for me to process this whole thing.
I feel like this is, I think, where our privilege is not just about like having access to things and resources. It's also about understanding. It's also about, thankfully, us being raised in an environment where we can think for both sides and say, okay, we can be empathetic towards you and kind of keep you at a distance and just try to understand.
But that really triggered me, the body shaming.
Really?
And I actually tagged them on the story, and I told my followers, go please show them some love, because they're really unhappy. So I just went a little overboard, but that really triggered me.
Which is a little bit
I was
understandable.
PMSing maybe.
I get body shamed all the time. I used to be a very, very, very skinny, like 39 kilos level skinny person all my life, all the way till I was about maybe 27, 28-ish. And then when I started gaining weight, I just really started gaining weight. Then I went through my miscarriage. I gained even more weight. Then I obviously got pregnant and gained the weight again. And now I think, for me, the most triggering thing is for people to ask me, are you pregnant, when I wasn't pregnant? Which is,
I remember you putting out a post also regarding that.
Because that's why I can sort of understand. Now I'm in that place where I'm like, because now I have a child and it's no more as much of a trigger to me presently. I'm just like, you know what? You go live your life. I can keep you at arm's distance. But when it was a trigger for me, I would cry myself to sleep. Like I couldn't even hate on people in the comments and reply like you're saying you boldly did. I would just want to like have the earth swallow me in and be like, I don't want to deal with anything. But yeah, I think people don't realize the level, the gravity of what their comments could make you feel.
I guess body shaming is just going towards extremes. Firstly, people need to understand being thin or fat is not like end of life. Okay, let a person be how he or she wants to be, and it's not necessary like you're putting on weight just because you're eating or you're lazy. We go through hormonal changes. We have so many things. We can have a medical issue, or because of some medicines you put on weight, or it's just your hormones going haywire. With the adulteration of food happening. So that's one extreme where people are just like, trolling you for being a certain way. And then I feel there's an extreme where I feel in the name of body shaming, a lot of people are just being unhealthy. So I just feel there are two extremes. We need to come somewhere in between, that just be healthy and fit, because that's more important. I just feel it's just gone both the sides.
Yeah.
So
you're very vocal about reading ingredients, because she said adulteration of food, and that reminded me, you talk a lot about reading ingredients, and I feel like you include that a lot in your content, especially when it comes to what you give your kids. Have you always been like that, or did becoming a mother
made the switch in me? I feel like it was so many things together. It was becoming a mother, becoming way more aware, noticing how everyone's like, oh, y'all grew up eating everything, y'all are normal. I'm like, we are the most abnormal generation. We have infertility and fertility issues have never been this drastic as they are in our generation. PCOS and PCOD are at their ultimate. Autism and ADHD are at their ultimate. I mean, no way. We have not grown up normally. Our generation is an absolute mess, right? So every time my mom and me can argue about, because I'm like, oh my God, like, I feel like their generation chooses to be very oblivious to the fact that this is happening to us, but it's happening. The dairy industry is an absolute disaster. The meat industry is an absolute disaster. Does that mean I want to raise my children vegan? No, I want to look for the cleanest options to give my kids. Does that also mean that I'm an extremist and my child won't eat candy or chocolate made with rub? Of course they will, but they'll eat it very rarely, to the best of my ability. On holidays, I'm staying at a 5-star hotel. Am I going to stress about, No, I'm not. I'm not. Because I also understand that stress is a bigger trigger than everything else, right? So it's about balance. It's about ensuring that whatever is in my house is clean. I can't control the outside world. I can control my house. And that to me is very important. And I hope it's important to everybody, because the next generation cannot turn out like us. Mental health also, look at everybody's mental health.
Yeah, we're all screwed.
It's a saga.
So I'm a bit different. We've had this conversation before. I'm a bit different when it comes to this, and it comes from sort of people think I am very health conscious, so I'm like very strict with my kids, whereas I am not, because it comes from a very emotional thing. I have always been an obese child, and for me, my relation with food is of fear. That if I eat this, this is going to happen. If I eat this, this is going to happen. So in fact, I did a reel recently where I said I would rather educate my children than eliminate things. So my son is too small. He is not in that age of understanding. But with Aliza, I have sort of educated her. She's also learning how to read the packaging. And I've told her, follow an 80-20 rule. 80% eat healthy, 20% eat whatever you want. And I don't tell her to follow this weekend thing that, oh, kill your cravings till weekend and wait for that
I don't
Saturday,
either.
Sunday. I'm like, no, yaar. Abhi agar Wednesday ko khane ka man kiya, so why you want the child to wait till that Sunday? So I've told her 80-20, if you just basically divide things, you can actually have 5 to 6 treat meals in a week. Now you choose when you want to have that, So for me, it's all about this because, just creating that fear of food. I don't want that relationship for my kids with food. So that's where I come from.
See, she comes from a place, like she said, where she's dealt with, certain body issues growing up, right? For me, it's very different. My kids know how to read labels. They understand colors. They understand everything. They know how to read back of pack. And they know very well that the amount of birthday parties that our children go to in a month, we don't need to give them no cheat meals in our house.
Yeah.
They're eating all of that, they're going to a birthday, they're eating the maida pasta or the mac and cheese with whatever dairy and the cake and the artificial color and the they're eating it. I promise you now, birthday season is starting. Every weekend, they're going to have 2 birthdays, right? That's 2, 4, 6, 8 birthdays in a month. That's 8 days already of eating absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
And they know that. So they know that at home, you're going to make a conscious effort. So now when they come with me to a supermarket, they get to decide what they're buying that is going to be their junk, very well accepting and acknowledging that this is junk and it's okay to eat the junk. It's okay to eat that particular chocolate which you love, but you're going to decide how much of it you're going to eat and when you're going to eat it. This is your quantity. You want to eat it all in one go? Your choice. You want to break it up and eat it over the week, eat a little bit every day after school? Your choice. But this is the only amount of quantity you're getting, right? And they understand that now.
Choices.
100%.
I guess giving them that power that, listen, this is the information. Okay, this is junk. So you eat it as junk. The moment we say, oh, this is made of dates or this is made of jaggery, see, everything is adulterated.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't put things which are not healthy in the healthy category. You treat it as junk. So when, it is categorized as junk, the quantity automatically goes less. Like I would rather use like the word treat rather than junk. So I just say this is treat. Okay, so now you have to have it as a treat. It's not a meal. So just, I guess, changing that conversation, giving them the, empowering them with correct information and letting them choose. Kids are so smart if you give them that, that choice. Like my daughter has come up to me and said that today, there was so-and-so's birthday and he gave me a chocolate, but I've not eaten that chocolate because I don't think so. I'm feeling like eating. I don't want to like waste my treat meal on this. I will think about it by the end of the day and I'll take a call. So I guess they're very smart.
Absolutely.
Kids are very
My
smart.
kid who would go for the fondant on every cake and grab the things and put the whole damn color piece into his
I hate
mouth.
fondant.
Now, recently, like last year, one of the moms told me, she's like, wow, your son is amazing. I'm like, really? What did he do? She's like, I gave cupcakes in class and he told me that I'm allergic to artificial color and so are all the other children because it's really bad for us. So I'm going to take the color out and just eat the cupcake.
Wow.
Amazing. I was in shock.
Yeah.
I came home, I was like, I feel like buying you something. At this point, I'll give you color for just saying that, What I'm trying to say was, it's amazing.
Yeah.
What is birthday season? It has stuck in my head
Back
since you
to
said
back.
it.
There are
Is this a
birthday season
legitimate?
is through the year.
Yeah, is this a legitimate thing? Birthday season.
Like now for November, save the dates will start coming in September
Yeah.
because there are so many birthdays.
I'm learning so many new things.
See, with
birthdays
every
are
class that
hectic.
your child goes to, they still leave behind friends in the previous class, right? So by the end of it, the sizes of the birthday increase till finally they grow up to a point where they start decreasing.
Yeah.
But
So it's like a whole sort of calculation. See, like now your child wants to celebrate some. Uska bhi to birthday aayega. That person, your child is also going to celebrate the birthday. So now you would want people to come for your kid's birthday party. So then you also have to make that effort. How it's in events,
Of course,
right?
yeah.
Like, it's like a...
I just didn't realize that was the season.
Did I just say that? No, that's support each other.
I love
sort
it, I
of.
love it.
Like,
That's
it's like
fact.
You
support
have
each
to.
other.
As creators, that does happen, right?
So as kids also, it's sort of like you have to make that effort to build your kids' social
Circles, yeah.
circle, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. But these birthday parties are getting too out
Wild.
of hand. Yeah.
So I want to go into one more thing that you mentioned. Since you guys have become moms, and especially since you mentioned that you and your mom could, like, let's say, have an argument about how to raise the child or what to feed the child, because that generation did things very differently from our generation. Do you also agree with everything your mom's kind of did for you with your kids? Or like, how is that going? Because like for me, like you said, there's a lot of things that my mom will say to me that, oh, tum log to aise bade ho gaye na, humne sab sahi kiya tha. And I'm like, yeah, you did everything right for how much you knew at that time.
Exactly.
But the amount of information there is today, the amount of content that there is today about raising a child, about feeding a child, about where to send your child to school, it's complicated the process so much.
See, to not have the information and raise us in that manner is fair. To have the information and then be like, oh, like, you know, be oblivious to it and be like, no, it's fine. We can still do this. That to me is
It's not smart.
a bit uneducated.
I just feel they say that हमने तुमको ऐसे बड़ा किया था, you know, you grew up fine, but that world doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
At all.
This is a
At
whole
all.
new world.
Just talking about gluten, okay? Just talking about gluten. Don't get me wrong. Again, it's not that my kids are 100% gluten-free. They cannot be gluten-free if they go to a birthday party, right? Pizza's life. I love pizza, right?
That's right.
But I mean, at home, they are predominantly gluten-free to the best of my ability. Outside, whatever. One strain of wheat, the gluten, I'm not going to say the exact numbers because I could be wrong right now. But when my grandfather was a baby, that one strain of wheat had very minimal gluten. It was very healthy for him, right? Today, that same strain of wheat has a much, much larger content of gluten due to the GMOs and the this and the this and the that and whatever it is. It's not the same grain of wheat. So how can we compare?
Yeah.
The world has changed. We need to change. And yeah, I mean, parenting is not the same. Kids are not the same. So our parents did the best that they could, and we are doing the best.
100%. Our kids will probably tell us like, oh my God,
Yeah,
you gave
our
me
kids
this, you
will be
gave me
different
that.
parents.
100%.
Yeah,
I
our
can't-
kids will be
I can't
different parents,
imagine.
and we will be using that line that हमने तो ऐसा किया था, everything was fine, and then maybe
Imagine how much more information there will be,
Yeah.
which actually leads me to, like, for example, parenting content, mom blogging. This universe did not exist a few years ago. When I started doing content 14 years ago, there was no concept like mom blogging, right? I feel like this started somewhere around maybe
just
8,
before
10
COVID.
years ago.
Just before
Really
COVID,
that
little bit.
that
in India.
nascent?
When
in
I
Bombay.
started, which was 2018,
Mhm.
let me tell you,
Just before COVID.
there must have been all of 30 mom bloggers in India.
Okay.
Literally. And we were a very looked down upon community. Beauty didn't want to work with us. Fashion didn't want to work with us because they're just a mother, yeah. They're just mom bloggers. In fact, when finally people realized that mom bloggers have one of the best like ROIs because we have an audience that actually has control of their finances,
Yeah,
right?
and
Who controls
women.
the house? The mother.
Yeah.
And women. Like, you're talking to
Absolutely.
a pointed TG over here.
Absolutely. It was such a strong niche that we became a threat. We actually became a threat to all the other creators in lifestyle, in beauty, and in fashion. And I know it. I've experienced it firsthand, right? The meanness, the insecurity, all of it. I've experienced it firsthand. It doesn't bother me. A lot of girls in fashion, lifestyle, etc., were not mothers then. Now that they are or they will become, whatever it is, they will all start creating content about their child if they want to show their child.
Right.
Or even if they don't want to show their child, they'll find ways to create content about their child because it's a great industry. And why not, right? It's part of your life. So we worked very hard to break those barriers where I'm like, just because I'm a mom does not mean I don't use skincare or I don't use makeup or I don't like to wear good clothes. So stop defining me as a mom,
Yeah.
right? I am Simone. I am a girl. I am a woman. First, I am a mom right after that. So now things have changed. We're working with,
I wouldn't say things have changed.
I think things have
I'm so
changed.
curious. What do you mean things have changed?
Okay, let me think how I can put this.
You don't have to put it politically
yeah,
correctly.
I mean, I just wanted to come out right. That's the whole thing. So I still feel things have gotten better. Let's put it that way, rather than things have changed. Of course, it's taken a lot for us, firstly, to make people understand that being a mom content creator is a serious thing, just as a food content creator, beauty, fashion, etc., etc. Now, the debate is when we say mom, they just want to stick to the mom category, but skincare, fashion, etc. It's still very, very difficult to change that narrative unless I feel you belong to you look a certain way, or you belong to a certain group. And I have faced this first, and I've not been vocal about it, but now maybe, I mean, just coming from that.
Do you want to dive a little bit deeper into that without naming names, of course, whatever you're comfortable with?
So, yeah, I mean, see, I was into sort of skincare, beauty, etc. Got pregnant, put on a lot of weight. I was just picked up and thrown out of the beauty and skincare thing, saying that, oh, she's a mom, like she's just doing parenting content. And I'm like, where? Like, I am like, why I can't do skincare during pregnancy? Why I can't do pregnancy fashion, etc. So it's been a struggle where I really feel that things are changing, but everyone needs to put in their effort to get noticed, and everyone has sort of their own fight to still make PR agencies or brands understand that, listen, I am a mom creator, but I am a woman, and women have so many facets to their personality. It's fashion, beauty, skincare, etc. So I still feel like it's still a struggle.
In fact, I would assume that as a mom creator, I wouldn't see this whole space as a threat, to be honest. I would see it as a way of diversifying content as a beauty creator first, let's say. Like, I'm coming again from the POV of someone who's been doing this for 14 years, knew that this was a newest space, that mom creators, because that has always been the tag, were creating this.
Mom bloggers.
Yeah.
I'm just a mom blogger.
But why is it just, like, where I'm coming from is,
Let me please tell you something. A beauty creator is just doing beauty. A fashion creator is just wearing 100 clothes and doing fashion. A lifestyle creator is doing a lot more, right? When your niche is really strong with beauty, and there are some amazing girls doing who I can't live without, because I believe every word they say when it comes to their skincare. Or I go to certain fashion girls' pages when I want to, okay, I'm going to so-and-so country. She does amazing clothes. She like really picks the best, curates the best looks on her page. Let's go to her and look for things. Those are very strong niches right there.
Right.
Lifestyle, on the other hand, is doing travel, beauty, fashion, whatever. Moms, and I have tried to educate Instagram about this, I think 500 times. There are some mothers who are mom bloggers who are doing only tiffins and recipes. That is their niche. They do nothing else. Okay. They just do tiffin after tiffin after tiffin after tiffin. There are some who are just mom parenting coaches who are doing just that. Tuck, 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 tuck. Emotional issues, this issue, that issue with your child. And then there's us who are mom lifestyle bloggers. Yeah. I've given us a new name.
Okay.
Mom
who do every freaking thing, because I live my life Pro Max, and I want to share every part of it. My travel, my beauty, my skincare, my child, my routine, my no routine, my mental health, my not mental. I want to share it all.
Yeah. Which is good, nah?
It's great.
No, so
because that's what our audience wants,
no,
right?
So this is what I'm trying to understand. Why is this? I'm coming from the place again of being and trying to like figure out that when one is not a mom creator and one is a beauty or fashion or lifestyle, whatever your niche is, creator, this is another avenue to consider. It's not to be seen as a threat. It's to be seen as a bridge you will cross when you get there. That's the way I always saw
These
it.
mom bloggers are now doing beauty and fashion.
But it's good.
Yeah.
No, let everybody do whatever they want to do.
But we were a threat to the girls who were doing only beauty and fashion. Because now they have to split their money with us.
A threat to a content creator is different. That's their whole thing. The whole thing is the brands and PR also needs to understand that this is.
So I kind of disagree with you over here, only because, but maybe again, that's personal experiences, right? Yeah. And what we've received from brands as far as opportunities goes or whatever. I personally truly feel that 6 years ago, I would never imagine that, the biggest, can I name brands? Forget it.
You can. You can name whatever
I would never imagine that, let me not name brands, that those huge beauty brands would ever work with us. I used to look at them working with the other girls and I used to be like, man, it's so unfair. I love this stuff too. Like, why am I not working with them? Today, I'm working with all of them.
Yeah.
I'm working with each and every, I have worked with everyone. Like, I mean, now I'll name a brand positively. When Sephora did its first ever House of Sephora, to use me as their host and the person who's going to do their reel to talk about the first ever House of Sephora in India was absolutely amazing. It was amazing. Sephora. Like, wow. They didn't pick a girl who does only beauty. They didn't pick a girl who does only, they picked me. It's a huge win.
Yeah.
But
of course.
Congratulations. It was a big thing. But again, I'm not taking away from anyone's effort or anything, but I still feel the brands and the PR agencies will always look which area you stay in, which circle you belong to. These are the top 5 criteria. It's not just your content. It's not just your niche. They will see an overall package.
100%.
And fair enough. I
agree.
Of course, it's
fair
business
enough.
after that. But I'm just saying that we as creators also need to understand that these are the things which come, in the category of the top pointers. And it's not just your content. You need to be an overall package. If you need to have a little bit of beauty,
100%.
So yeah, it's a mix.
If you're going to work with a luxury brand, you need to scream luxury, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to work with a mass brand, can a luxury person work with a mass brand as well? Yes. But can a massy creator work with a luxury brand? Sometimes that gets a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Because their audience is different, right?
Yeah, so that's actually what I want to pitch into also. You made a very good point about saying that people actually do look at things. I don't think people outside realize, but agencies and brands do look at things like which city you live in, which locality you live in, what your circles are like.
Absolutely.
And it's not as much today as it is just about content. You kind of have to be a very diverse package of sorts, which is, I won't say it's a good or bad thing. It's a little bit in the gray for me because I see what the brand is trying to do by leveraging just beyond your social media. But I also think that in some of these cases, and I'm not saying at all from the lens of mom theater, non-mom theater, this even happens in beauty. They will sometimes forget that all the other criteria are getting ticked, but the person doesn't actually do content that you are looking for. I'll give you a very basic example without naming names. There was a lovely brand that I feature a lot organically. And they launched a concealer a few years ago and they had someone be the face of it. And I remember asking this person that, listen, what was your shade? Because I was going to navigate mine and order mine online. And they had just come into India at that time. And she said to me, I don't even know what my shade is. I don't even wear concealer normally. I'm not into this product range at all. And it broke my heart a little because like you said, like you earlier would be like, damn, I wish they would look at it. I was like, I get that all the other factors got a little tick mark next to it, but they've missed out on the biggest filter here. Does this person even organically wear a concealer? Does she do beauty content hardcore enough for someone to go to their page? Like I will very often get comments, hey, what foundation are you wearing in this? Because your skin looks fab and what's your shade? Because they want to refer and buy the same.
Absolutely.
So there's that pointed niche, target group of women that is converting clearly. And brands don't share end-to-end data with us when we do campaigns for them. We always share link clicks. We always share stories, views, this, that. But you don't know how many of those converted to sales.
Yep.
I got to understand that and see that firsthand when I launched Verified. Because I got to see not only how much traffic I was sending, I would see that particular shade that I've just posted about, a lipstick of mine, convert to those many more sales to the day on our website, which was very fascinating to me. So it happens everywhere.
So, like you said, it's an area of gray. There is nothing right. There is nothing wrong. What brands are doing, it has a business strategy behind it. I guess as creators, we just need to be aware and informed that, these are the criterias which a brand is looking into, and if you want to get into that field, these are something, it's just not your content anymore. You have to take certain boxes. Certain boxes you will be able to take, certain boxes you will not be. Like, I cannot change my area if that's what the brand is looking at. You let go. So I just feel, as creators, just don't keep saying my content, because it's not that anymore.
It's not.
There are a lot of things. Try to achieve how much ever you can. Otherwise, just your peace of mind is more important.
Again, coming back to this, like, while the most amazing beauty creators are working with the best low-level, mid-level, and extreme high-level beauty brands and all of that, we might get only, say, hypothetically 30% of those beauty brands, but we have access to so many other brands that I don't truly think any other niche on Instagram has. I really think that the mom bloggers have access to the largest umbrella of brands on Instagram. And I say this extremely proudly.
No, and not just the largest umbrella of brands, it's also the most pointed target group of women.
Fantastic.
One cannot discount
Fantastic.
that.
Our demographics are fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
Like, I said this in a previous episode, and I'll repeat it over here. I was talking to someone who's sitting at 3, 4, 5 times my follower base. I have no idea what the numbers are as on today. And we realized we charge the same. And I was like, are you undercharging? Am I overcharging? You should be charging more.
You can invite me for an episode just on that topic.
And it was such a realization in that conversation that she said to me that, Aanam, you have a pointed set of, women tuned in to want to be influenced in a certain decision when it comes to what to buy, what product to buy, which foundation are you wearing? Whereas I do a little bit of everything. And, like, you could be a great comedian and be amazing at your craft, but your demographics are going to have a little bit of, are going to be, I don't like to use the word diluted, but I don't know what else to describe it with. Whereas women like you, let's say, would be the perfect, I should say me also, women like us would be the perfect candidates to actually talk to women directly for a product meant for them. So not just the brands, but also the audience. But keeping the entire mom blogger tag in place, which I've realized now you clearly don't like.
I own it now. Please, no, I own it.
It's taken a lot of technology to sort of convert this into a positive
now there's a new tag, mom lifestyle blogger.
No, that I just came up with on this. But we are very comfortable in this category. We love our category. We know how cool we are, and nothing can make us feel insecure anymore.
It started with, these mom bloggers, they're taking videos of
guys,
their child.
I've never heard of this stuff. I
because
swear.
we
were very looked down upon.
We are sort of.
I've been around long enough to hopefully have heard this stuff.
No.
If it was
When you weren't a mother, you didn't care about all this drama.
So you are the OG beauty content creator.
Exactly.
We 15 to 30 of us are OG mom content
100%.
creators, and it's taken us a lot of effort to get that respect from our friends, from our families, from the audience. And now, everyone like understands what it means to be a mom content creator. Because see, I'm not taking away from anyone's effort, but if you're not married, you do not have kids, creating content, that's one thing. But being married, having kids, 2 kids or 3 kids, then creating content. Do you even know what it's like to shoot with a child?
Oh my God.
It's crazy. That's different level. Can I say? It's a different level shit. Like really, like that requires some superpower. So mom content creators are a different.
They know what happens.
It's a different category. It's not a normal category of content creators, because we have to manage a lot of things to shoot that one video with our children. And that's why we want the respect, and we have changed that narrative, and now we demand that respect when it comes to content creation.
It's well deserved.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone who's watching that you think wasn't giving respect to it earlier is clearly the joke's on them now. So
whether they want to give us respect or now, now, or whether they still don't want to give us respect makes no difference, because we may have been here, but we have very well gone right up here. And I say this from the entire community, and it's amazing.
You've been a huge spokesperson for the community, because I also remember during the Cosmo Blogger Awards, was it last year, you posted a video almost blasting the publishing house about not having a mom blogger category.
No, they had a mom
Then
blogger.
they had a mom blogger category, and they also humbly, and I also want to say, I want to give credit to Juhi in this scenario, because I know that they had initially nominated her and there was no one else, and she
It was Juhi, Malvika,
And Shraddha.
Shraddha.
and Juhi very nicely came forward and said that it was such a pleasant surprise, but I don't think I should be here because I'm
Yeah.
too new a mom, which I thought was such a great move on her part.
Absolutely.
To be so honest and
No, not just that. Juhi has worked so hard in her field that, again, it's so wrong that, oh, she just became a mother last month. Now let's classify her also. She's also a mom blogger.
She in fact said that I am a beauty and a fashion content creator.
The girl
and I
has
would
worked
want
so
to be
hard in her niche.
nominated in that category rather than
she was in fashion and in mom, if I remember.
But she doesn't put out mom content.
She had
For her also it was
like, even for her, it's, like I said, even in my post, that I feel like it's not just insulting for us, but it's also for her.
Yeah.
This girl has worked so hard to create this amazing niche that she has. She's got such a strong audience. And then you go and take that away from her and just call her a mom blogger now because she has become a mom. Mom to mom blogger. Whether you're creating content on the parenting space or not, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, and over here, there are hundreds, by now there were thousands of mom bloggers who have worked so hard, who have gotten zero when I saw that. I literally landed from, I will never forget, I landed from Dubai. It was the 2nd of January. I'd come back from my winter break. So anyway, I wasn't going through holiday hangover. And I get a call from my manager in the car. She's like, have you seen the Cosmo nominations? I was like, no. She's like, there's a mom blogger category this time. So I was like, oh. Now, obviously, I hadn't gotten a tag. So I wanted to go see which of my friends have been tagged. And I went and I saw that. And I was like, oh my God. I am not lying. I've entered my house with the same dirty face from the plane, same clothes, didn't wait for a microsecond, got my ring light out, put my phone there, and next thing I knew, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Did I feel fear after I put that reel out? Yeah, it's Cosmo. It's my dream to, before that, as a fashion designer, I always worked with Cosmo. And now as a creator, the Cosmo Awards were the most sought out after, right? So did I feel that fear? Yeah, but then I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. And the way the Cosmo team handled it. Hats off. Because it was amazing to be able to come back and retract and accept a mistake and then take that. That is real substance. And I think it was amazing.
I thought they handled it beautifully. And I also
Absolutely.
You won that year. You won the best won the best mom blogger jury award, if I remember correctly.
I did.
Who won the do we know who won?
Yes, Vandita, an amazing creator who does, again, her niche, Vandita's niche, is very strong. She does only activities for her kids.
Oh, wow.
She's grown to, I think she must have almost hit 1 million, if I'm not sure, I haven't checked recently, but her growth was phenomenal because she does the most amazing. You should follow her, considering you're going to be in that age category very soon. She does these fabulous activities for the brain of the child and to entertain them, sensory, whatnot, for her kids. And back to back to back, her posts went viral. So she absolutely deserved that. I won Editor's Choice. She won Popular, if I'm not mistaken. And what a well-deserved win it was. And even the girls who were nominated with me, it was a pleasure to be with each and every one of them. Not all of them were from Bombay at all. In fact, just 2 of us were from, again, I might be wrong, but whatever it was, 2 or 3 of us were from Bombay. The rest were from all over the place. And it was absolutely amazing to be sitting there with those women.
But then this is what I mean. I feel like you make for such a great spokesperson for the category because you're very candid in the way you delivered it. I also, I'll be honest, when I saw you post that, because I think somewhere we have that little, I think all creators on some level have that little scarcity mindset that, oh my God, am I going to ruin a relationship by being so candid? I know I get thrown out of PR lists on the beauty front when I'm a little too honest about my reviews. So when I saw that, my first thing was, listen, she's really brave, but I hope that this doesn't mean she's ruined a relationship. But then when I saw you won actually the Editor's Choice, I was like, that's a great move from Cosmo also to show appreciation towards someone who's genuinely speaking for a category. And I thought from your end, obviously, because I think it takes a lot to be it's one thing to be yourself on social media and speak your mind in a way that's candid because you're still speaking to a phone. And if you have that sense of self, the comments won't really bother you. But I think it takes something else to do it up against media houses and corporate giants that potentially affect business. And I don't think enough people in this space, and when I say space, I mean every genre, right? Have that in them. Like I've had to make some tough calls in my career and literally call like someone's boss and be like, I can't do this. I love your brand. I can deal with you. But this person is really difficult to deal with. I hate to be that person, but I'd rather not work with you than be constantly pushed into a corner because I'm not feeling valued. And I would rather be in a position where I enjoy working with, with someone on a campaign.
Absolutely.
I also want you to bust a little bit of a myth here when it comes to mom genre content business, because I've heard that it starts when you're pregnant, I guess, because that's when all the brands realize that they can now work with you in that zone. And apparently it stops once your child becomes a teenager. Like 12, 13 is like where the campaigns for mom blogger. Now I'm feeling conscious about using the term, guys.
No.
But like,
It's okay.
now
We
I'm
own
like,
it.
so is it true? Is that true that 12, 13 is usually around the time the hardcore business for kids content and brands vis-a-vis stops?
So I guess it's not only the brands, but it's also from a growing up point of view. Like when your kids are entering the teens, they have a mindset of their own. Sometimes they do not want to be part of your videos anymore. When they are young, it's fun for them, but when they are growing up, now they know that, their friends are going to be watching the reels. They don't want to act in a certain way and they have their own set of things, So I guess it's to do from that point of view also, where they are slowly fading off from our content. Like that's happening with my daughter, because I realized that she is sort of not okay being a part of the videos. So it's also a journey. Like they have their own life. They need to be their own person. So I guess it's more of that. And then of course, when the child fades off, the brands are also not going to come to you. So it's sort of a very personal journey, I feel.
It sounds organic when you say it like that. Like it seems like a natural progression.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of it, it's your career. It's not your child's career, right? So if your child is not okay, if till the time they're not vocal about it, they're enjoying it, it's fine. But the moment your child, you can sense it that if your child is not okay, I guess we need to take that call as parents.
But coming into the question that you asked, of course, you can never force your child. Like my son's 7, I still can't force him. Firstly, my kids get paid for every video.
I was going to ask next.
Absolutely. They will not have it any other way. It's either
organic content also.
No.
Huh.
But they barely feature in my organic content. They get paid. It's either a toy store voucher or piggy bank. I always explain to them the value of putting their money into their piggy bank. Nobody understands it. They want to go to the toy store, and that's fine. It's their money. Do what you want. So yes, as your child grows up, they may or may not want to feature in your video. That's one thing. But it's another thing that I'm pregnant now and everyone's like, okay, now I'll deal with those campaigns again. But let's go back 3 months and say I was not pregnant. I keep explaining to people, they're like, oh, aren't you worried that, your children are growing up? Then how will you be a mom blogger? I'm like, firstly, let's understand one thing. All these people who started following me, and I have a huge audience who started following me when my son was born 8 years ago, in the very beginning, right? Their kids are of the same age as my children. So while I may not be talking about a diaper rash anymore, whatever issues emotionally my children are going through at this age, your children are going through it, or my audience's children are going through it as well. So I am still relevant. And I will always be relevant, because you're always going to have issues with your children till they go to college, and maybe even after that, right? Even those college applications, those college admissions, how are you doing it? That's also relevant content. Am I going to be working with Nestle at that point? No. But there'll be enough and more brands that I will be working with. And I am not afraid of that at all. Because like I said, my audience is growing. Their children are growing with my children.
Yeah.
They're all the same age. And the struggles are going to happen. The joys will happen, but those age-related struggles will happen, and I will have the answers, hopefully, which I can share with them.
Yeah. Are you also paying your kids to participate in brand? Does everybody do that? Is that a thing?
I don't know if everybody does, but we do. I don't have a choice.
Like our manager also knows that, our kids need to be paid.
Yeah, you guys share a manager, which I came to know only recently.
So we have separate commercials if it's only us, but if it's our kids, we add commercials for.
Oh, yeah. They don't get, but my kids don't get all those commercials. I'm not going to lie. But they definitely get paid from my end. But yes, we definitely charge brands more if our kids are involved.
Which is fair.
Yeah. My husband's like, if I'm involved, you better charge more as well.
I charge for my husband as well. Though I don't give him the money.
And neither do I.
His money is my money. My money is my money.
100%.
The few campaigns that I have also done with my husband, I always charge more for him. But he gets all the money. Why am I giving him all the money then, guys? What's happening?
You're very nice. You're very nice.
Are there hard rules on featuring the children in general, and then when brands want the children featured, like for example?
I will get into it straight. My child is not an actor.
Oh God. Yes.
My child is a child. If you want my child to say these big dialogues, I'm sorry, I'm out. My child's not going to say it. Firstly, please, and the worst is, to all the brands, and PR agencies listening who want to give mom bloggers work and make their children give long dialogues. If your PR rep is not a parent themselves, I request you from the bottom of my heart to not have them involved in the scripting process, because till you are a parent, you do not understand what a child is capable of or not capable of. The ones who are young and not married, they're like, but why can't he do this? I'm like, because he can't. He's a child. No, but he's not smiling in this scene. Oof. I'm like, dude.
Literally all my scripts, when I send them for approval, they have a disclaimer that we will do it at the best of our ability.
Yeah.
If the child is not in a mood, we can't do anything. And if they come back to me with the thing of reshoot this because he or she is not smiling,
out.
Forget it.
No, my thing is, we are not actors. My children are not actors. If you want us to do something with so much perfection, pay us that much. Pay us for that much production. Give us that many days. Everything.
Or hire me a child actor as my child.
You pay us. Give us that leeway. Firstly, they come up with things. This has to be done tomorrow. And I'm like, so we're very strict. I will shoot only on a Sunday or weekends with my kids because my kids go to school. They have classes. I'm not disrupting their schedule because you need the reel on a Monday. That's not happening. It's only on weekends, and that also if there is no class. So these timelines are set. I put it as a disclaimer on the script. And you have to put your foot down. Otherwise, it's an endless demand from the brands. It's not possible.
I feel very good knowing this happens everywhere, because this parsu chahiye content is a really big problem. So in my list of like terms and conditions that get shared with commercials, I one of the things I always make sure is written there is you must give me at least 7 to 10 days to turn around content, because this whole thing about parsu chahiye content, I'm like, then let me charge you also extra for urgency.
Charge is a different thing. Okay, if it's only with me, I can still work that out. But if my child is involved, I can't make Aliza or Heather miss school. I can't make my children miss school and tell them, this reel is important, shoot. I mean, that's not possible.
Yeah. So I want to understand one thing, because I feel like everyone refers to mom blogging content. I know I do. Before I even became a mom, I would like see what others are doing and recommending. And then there's this other philosophy, right? That there is no specific either qualification or responsibility. This happens across all genres, all categories of content. But I think when it comes to parenting, it's a little bit deeper, because naturally you're kind of taking into consideration aspects of how you want to raise your child basis what somebody else is saying. How are you navigating that space for yourself? I mean, and not just from the point of view of creating content basis what you see fit, but sometimes when you see anyone posting something that you think is not fit for social media, when I'm actively, because I'm in that space, when I'm actively looking at parenting content, sometimes I'm like, that's great advice. And then sometimes I'm like, wait, this person shouldn't have even posted this on socials. It makes no sense. Do you sometimes reach out to people and are like, listen, this is not good for us, especially you, because you're so
I think, a lot of us, it's like I said, there are so many mom creators now, but I feel like all the responsible ones, we either collaborate with an expert. Well, I'm not going to give you medical advice, right? I will, or if I am talking about my personal experience with medical advice, my first line in my caption will say, disclaimer, I am not a doctor. Please check with your doctor before this worked for me. For instance, if I talk about a natural way that I was able to help my child with allergies, right? It worked for me. I'm sharing it with you. Please check with your doctor before you do it too. But this is great and it worked very well for me. Or I will get a doctor to collaborate with me on a reel and then put that information out. Again, when it comes to nutrition, I think anybody should now really be able to read a label. Like that is something you really need to learn how to do if you don't know how to do it yet. It is absolutely crucial. And as far as other things go, like, parent coaching, I feel like everybody thinks somewhere that they are a parent coach in themselves. But I feel like even that, we've worked with so many parent coaches ourselves. We've, even if I don't include them in my video, I quote them in my caption. If I'm talking about occupational therapy, for instance, and something that I did with my child, I will quote multiple therapists in my caption, or I will ensure that I am cross-checking and getting you valid information where what I'm saying can be validated by experts. So I think that level of responsibility should be there. Not everybody does it, but I feel like all the responsible creators do it.
So see, when it comes to parenting, nothing is right, wrong. When it comes to content creation, nothing is right or wrong. But having said that, we need to be responsible as content creators. I'll give you like a very simple example. When I was traveling, I did this whole thing. What does my child's first aid kit has? Okay, all the medicines and all. Now I knew if I show the name of the medicines, the views and the saves and the shares are going to be more. But I did not, because again, it was medical. I didn't, even like if it was a simple thing as crocin, I hid the name. I was holding the bottle this way because I was like, I do not know the other person at that end is educated enough to understand that, this has to be done under medical prescription. So yeah, I guess it's you have to be responsible. And if you come across a content on internet as parents, if you do not like it, if you have that energy, go and tell that person in a nice, respectful manner. Otherwise, just scroll up. Like,
have you ever reached out to someone?
Not really. I just feel I don't have that energy to do it.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, so the only time I've kind of gone on a little bit of an attack mode is when there are mom creators who have grown exponentially, and then one of them had done, today she and I are on great terms, but she had put out a piece of content shaming us for showing our children.
She was a mom creator herself.
Yeah, but she doesn't show her kid. Okay. She now she does. At that time, she didn't. So, but numbers wise, she's very big. And the amount of comments that I read that day that was shaming all of us for putting our kids out there and like, oh, they use their children to, blah, 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 blah. It angered me. And I went crazy. I
also feel, see, if you have an opinion and if you are coming from a nice place, DM that person rather than commenting on that reel.
We had this chat just 2 days ago.
Yeah, rather than commenting on that reel. Like if that is something which is really bothering you and you feel, listen, this is not something which you should be putting out. This is my point.
This sharing thing, it's another thing that, some mom pages or whatever you want to call them.
So there is a term called as sharing. So you are a parent and you are oversharing.
You're an oversharing parent.
So you have become a sharing.
And there's this one particular kids page.
I have so many questions.
Oh my God. They put out the sharenting thing. And, oh, look, we've grown without showing our children, but they are only growing because I'm like, shut up.
It's a choice.
Shut up.
It's really like if you do not like the content,
back off. There's like a million other accounts for you to follow on Instagram. Leave me alone.
Yeah. That's actually quite it's literally on theme with where my life is right now again, because I'm going through this sharenting, my God, the words I'm learning today, phase where someone said to me in the comments on my vlogs, because I vlog a lot, that, okay, you're really like showing your kid a lot. And I was like, but if I'm vlogging, how can I hide this huge part of my life?
Yeah.
If I hide it, I'm going to feel like a fake. Like I'm...
And if you're comfortable with it, then you're comfortable with it. Yeah,
and
it's your
then
baby.
you're going to tell me that I'm a terrible mother because I'm doing all these other things and not showing this side.
Oh,
so how do I win? Like, what side does the coin
You
land
don't.
on?
Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
The end. Your page, your rules. Your child.
I learned a new word today, guys. Sharenting. But since we're talking about this, I also want to touch a little bit upon what you said earlier. Two things actually, because I literally have Nazar listed out in my notes because you've talked about it. But before I get to Nazar, because I have a feeling that's going to be a longer one, you said that you're okay with sharing where your child goes to school. Do you also share where
I'm not okay with that. She's okay.
Where are you on privacy security on that? How do you navigate that? I'm just trying to understand the psychology of it. I'm at no point shaming or anything that.
So I'll tell you, while I may not be a celebrity, I know where every celebrity, Indian and international, where their kids go to school. Is it going to be a threat to those children? I don't know. Maybe in some people's opinion. In my opinion, it's not. Is the fact that somebody knows that my child used to go to this particular pre-primary or this particular big school, has it ever affected my life? No, it hasn't. I feel like sharing those vulnerable moments of my child is more dangerous than sharing what school they go to or what classes they go to. I don't get it. Like, there'll be some mothers who will not show the child's school, but they'll tag the child is going to this gymnastics class or is doing this or is doing that. I'm like, your child is as much at danger
risk
there than at school. In fact, school, we don't live in a country that has weak gun laws. Thank you, God, right? We live in a lot more, like our city and our country is a lot more safer than a lot of other places in the world. Mm-hmm. And so for me, that is not a fear. But again, to each his own. Whatever makes somebody feel comfortable, great. A lot of people are scared to share their children's school names thinking she's going to have an issue that I've shared my child's school. Like I said, to each his own. Your child, you do what you want. To me, it does not make a difference at all.
And you don't share names at all on socials?
I don't, yeah.
Fair enough. I feel like both are right. Approaches are right in your own way. To each their own, 100%. But this Nazar thing, I'm damn curious about now, because I'll tell you where I'm coming from on this, okay? So all my life, well, most of my life, I fully believed in Nazar and I still think it exists. But I think that I go back and forth on it sometimes because I feel like on some level, when I say nazar lag gayi hai, I'm like, I'm almost admitting it. And when I'm admitting
you manifested it straight up.
I'm saying it out loud and I'm welcoming it by saying it in a twisted way. And sometimes when I feel like, no, my vortex is so close that isko nazar lag hi nahi sakti even with showing it. I feel like nahi lag sakti. My energy is stronger than whoever's nazar energy is on it. But I have 100% felt so vulnerable since becoming a mother because I've always been so whatever about nazar on myself because I'm like, no, my energy is stronger than this. But when it comes to my child, like something as stupid as this, okay? So I'll post a picture of his or he'll be in my vlog. And then if he has sardi khasi, my mind will go to, what if it's nazar?
You and every other mother out there.
I've never been like this. I've never been like this. Even I was judging me at one point and then I had to snap myself out of it and be like, don't be
Listen,
crazy.
I don't believe in nazar and I have also thought like that, right?
Yeah.
The fact is that we come from a society where this, from my own mother, has dug it. Like, I won't name the people. She always has nazar and she used to say it with so much affirmation and so much energy and so much, she always. And then the bad thing would happen. See, I told you. I'm like, no.
Nazar is energy. So it's actually with what energy you are putting that content. If you're very strong, like when I started my page and I used to put Aliza's video. So the family had a problem because they're like, nazar lag jati hai. And then I sat them and I made them understand I am not putting it out with that energy.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like you're manifesting things to go wrong.
Look, I think you
If
can
you're-
either have faith or fear.
Yeah.
If you have faith in God and you believe in a higher power and you believe, you want to pray and you want to do all these rituals, what is the point of all of that if you cannot have faith?
Yeah. Fair.
Right? What is the point of your prayers if everything is just going to be fear-based in your life?
Exactly. I mean, my
Faith
whole
and fear can't be friends.
my whole
You
point
choose the
is
side
if-
you're taking.
If someone's nazar is bad, but my faith is bigger than that nazar. And see, we all have cleansing rituals, right? Nazar is energy. If you feel you've put out a video just for your satisfaction, have that cleansing ritual.
Do a salt bath. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Take that nimbu or that anda or that whatever
And
it
why
is.
are we only thinking about our child? Like, we also look
100%.
great. We are putting ourselves out there. Nazar humko bhi lag sakti hai.
I love the adults who are walking around with black threads and all. I'm like, you are very, very, very self-obsessed. I love it.
There are
like
adults walking around
Oh
with black
my
threads.
God. They are walking with so
I'm
many
in a
other
new
things.
world today, you guys.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. My mother and I, my japa knew that inki mummy aa rahi hai Dubai se, jaldi se kala dhaga bando. Because it was better for my sanity to have that kala dhaga on the child than to argue.
Choose your battles.
Choose your battles.
Yeah.
I was like, just dal do yaar. Jab wo jayegi, wapas nikal do.
So you see, it's like it's a matter of sort. When it comes to you, you're not thinking about nazar, but you are putting yourself more out there. And when it comes to your child, you even one video and you're like, oh my God.
Look, I'm going to say something here. Negative energy exists. Just like positive energy exists. No, without a doubt, negative energy exists. You can be in a room where, there can be vampires sucking your energy out without a doubt. But then it all comes back onto you.
Exactly.
Do you feel that energy has affected you? If yes, I promise you it will affect you. If no, and you're going to have to cleanse. There's many times you're going to have to cleanse for
a couple of things,
that.
I guess it's how you deal with cleansing rituals. We have cleansing rituals. And
For me,
faith.
salt baths are just fab. Like, I
And
feel
faith.
light
Yeah.
after a salt bath. I really feel like, for me, the minute I enter an ocean, I feel like I am pure again.
Nazar
Like,
utari gayi wahan.
yeah, like I am clean, I can feel the load off, right? So for me, that happens at home with a salt bath. If I feel nowadays, so I don't even have time for a salt bath. That's another story. But in general, whatever works for. But if you're going to keep going on and on, every year on my child's birthday, I post their picture, and every year after that, my child falls sick. Yeah, of course. Look at what you've just manifested and affirmed. What is an affirmation? You just made that affirmation.
Yeah. So nazar exists, but our profession is such that we have to put ourselves and family out there. So we should learn how to deal with it.
Listen, that Antilla should have collapsed by now if,
Oh God.
like nazar. Like, come on. People's nazar is on the Ambanis. Look at the lavish, wonderful life they've led. Look at that wedding. I mean, come on. Look at Shah Rukh Khan, his house. There are thousands of people outside there on a Sunday. On Eid, there are hundreds of thousands of people out there.
Yeah.
And then we can't be like, oh, but even they have problems. Show me one family on earth who does not have obstacles or problems.
So I gave that example that I'm like, if bachcho ko hi sirf nazar lagti, that bichara Taimur was followed around by the paps for God knows how
and
long.
such
I'm
a
like,
wonderful looking child,
Mashallah,
right?
he's fine.
Exactly.
So what my mid-ground on this is affirmations, because I'm big on that. And I feel like this new thing has come into my life since becoming a mother, where in the evenings I will do salt cleanses on my child. And I'm like, if this is giving me, my mental peace and sanity,
so be
I'll
it.
do it. Fine.
Absolutely.
Because for myself, I'm so like, I'm chill. I'm like, whatever, I'm good. But with
Please
him,
notice, okay, all the adults on Instagram wearing their black.
I'm going to notice a lot of things after this conversation, you guys. My head is in all different directions now, because I'm like, it's like a whole new world. What is the song? It's a whole new world. Speaking of whole new world, there is a whole new type of collaborations that has started to come my way. And what is the issue with new parent brands wanting to only do barters? Please explain this to the world, because they want to try, and I say this on behalf of all the new moms who, from the beauty space, fashion space. I think there's like 10, 12 of us who've become mothers in the last 2 years, and they refuse to match media kit prices like other brands do.
Look, if it's a small business, they're never going to be able.
No, I never consider small
Of course.
businesses even
but
for
no,
beauty.
the big ones pay, yeah. If they're not paying you, please tell them what's
They
wrong with you.
want to try and do everything on barters. The number of things I have said no to, like as a ratio, is so high. Or they'll try and be like, okay, take this product, and the payoff will be a little bit lesser. And I'm like, wait, is this an industry issue?
No,
What's
so I don't
going
think
on?
we
No.
deal with this at all.
It's not.
Like I would like to say I don't deal with it at all. Like,
But you mean to say that's because your kids are older?
no.
No, I just feel maybe we are there in this category for longer.
Yeah.
So maybe
No, but the
that's
kind of
why.
brands and products I'm talking about are like let's say for children up to 2, up to 3. Did you face it then?
No. Of course we faced it when we had like 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
But not now.
Because I also then talk to my peers who will then, I say no to something and I see it on someone else's feed. And I finally got so frustrated.
You're going to deal with that for the rest of your life. We're all going to deal with that for the rest of our lives.
No, but see,
So
it's
there are
different.
There are the creators who undercut. There are the creators who...
Which one is used to when it comes to beauty and fashion?
No,
I'm
it's everywhere.
speaking
It's across the
specific-
board. It's across the board.
Because I will talk to them and I'll have this, conversation with them. And then I see the post in the feed. I actually landed up calling 2 of them last week. And I was like, listen, how did this happen? Because like, what was your workings like? It's a relationship where I could have had that conversation. And then one of them gave me great tips. And the other one was like, I just agreed because I was going to buy the product anyway.
Right.
And I was like, okay, fair. Everyone's POV is different
Right.
on this. I would much rather I feel like it ruins the market for everyone.
100%.
And for me, I guess if I want to buy the product, I might as well put money and buy it now just to get that product. Then to draft a script around it, then make my child a part of the video. That's too much. I would
It's a
rather
saga.
spend
I would
the
much
money
rather buy it.
Yeah.
and buy it so that I don't have to do all of this. Because for me, I'm very clear, like a barter is not going to pay my bills.
Yeah.
I have a team who needs to be paid and I need money for that. So and if it's a small brand who I know cannot afford
I
it,
very honestly barely charge small business.
No, so with small businesses, I
small
feel like
businesses, I just tell them.
I'm always
you
here to support mom businesses and all
we'll
of that.
do a story, all of that. Because
Yeah,
see,
story
some-
shout-outs.
Yeah, because
Or if I'm
that-
using it, integrating it into something, then I'll talk about it.
I would do
but-
that across any category.
100%.
Fashion, beauty,
100%,
parenting,
100%.
but I feel like when it comes to mom blogging content, new parent content, tools, devices, I just realized, wait, there's this huge influx of inquiries and people just want to work on barters, which is not feasible.
wait for a couple of years, you will not have place to keep anything because there's so many things that you wouldn't want it, even if it's the
It's
most
the largest industry in
most
globally.
expensive product. You'll be like, listen, I have no place to keep
Yeah.
this in the house. I don't want it.
I've come up with a great sustainable system. These set of friends and I have all had babies back to back. So there are things that I've bought which are going to the second child in that family, and the
That's
first
nice.
child's things have come into my so it's become a
But
nice
that
circle.
works for all of us.
Yeah, it's the
my
best.
kids' clothes go to my friend's kids' thing, and then theirs come to us. Shoes, toys, books, everything. And of course, then there's the whole donate pile. But other than the donate pile, there's also the
It's wonderful because
barter.
it just makes
You
sense.
take, I take, you take. 100%.
That's the barter we can
That's
do.
the barter we will always do.
What is one thing you would say flat out no to apart from barter? Like a brand or a product? What is one thing you would just without thinking twice say, I will not do this? Wow, there hasn't been this much silence in the room since we started recording.
I don't know.
At the top of my head,
Nothing specific comes to mind.
No.
And do you feel like 5-10 years from now, considering you guys have been in parenting content for so long, things will stay the same? Things will grow?
Things are only going to get bigger and better, and we're always going to be the stalwarts of the industry.
I love that. Okay, so we're going to end this episode with a little yay or nay. I have these 2 cute little placards, one for each of you, and you can tell me when you like something or you disagree with it. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to pass it to you. Thank you. Okay, yay or nay? Let's go. Charging more if a brand demands for your baby to be part of the content. Having your kids enjoy every perk of being a mom blogger's child.
Always.
Absolutely,
They are
yeah.
so blessed.
Yeah.
Talking about mental health as a mom or for your baby. Having mom guilt.
Somewhere like both
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things.
Because like we can say nay, but the truth is it's yay, and then it's like whatever.
Yeah.
It's part of who
it's
you are.
part of being a mom.
Yeah.
Screen time for babies.
Not babies, but children. Children, we can't avoid screen.
No, you can't. We live in a digital world.
Yeah.
Never be extreme.
Yay it then. It's all good.
Yeah, like it depends on the
What content?
what content
are you
and
watching?
the age. Like not babies, but maybe 2.5, 3 years plus.
Yeah.
Thrifting and circulating products and clothes.
Always,
for
always,
toy.
always.
Pretending your house is clean for the gram.
My house is actually
Mine is not.
clean
Mine is not.
most of the times. Like whenever you come to my house, it will be like Diwali ki safai abhi hui hai. So
Mine is not. And especially shooting during that pandemic with two small, I had 2 under 2, both of them in one house. It looked like a tornado on a daily basis.
Sharing your own and your child's struggles on social media for others to learn from. And being called a mom blogger.
Yes, absolutely.
Yay!
Very
Guys,
proud of it.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna thank you gifts for both of you.
How
I'll make sure I
sweet.
hand over the right ones to each of you. Okay. Because we've tried to curate shades and
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. And listen, thank you, of course, but I want to say extra thank you because of the state you are in with your morning sickness and all day sickness coming out here.
I'm glad that it worked out. I'm glad it finally happened, and I'm glad it happened with her.
I'm so glad it happened. And Zara, you've been so kind in giving me so much information in general. I met her yesterday and we were having a conversation at an event, and it made me more excited for today's recording.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. It's been a lovely conversation with the two of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Go ahead and plug yourselves before we end this episode. Your Instagrams, your YouTubes, anything and everything.
Well, I'm Simone Kambata, and she has the most fabulous YouTube podcast as well, which you must follow. She's Zara Jani, if you didn't know that.
I am Zara Jani. That's a very dear friend and fellow content creator, Simone. You should follow both of us. We both do amazing content. And we had a great conversation with Aanam on a podcast.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.